Why is everything broken? Ah! But hi, I'm a VTuber. We have scuff. It is our life. Hooray. Anyway, our minds are weirder than you think, apparently. That's the first one we're going to watch.
In a truly secret place, nobody but you can
Sounds
enter.
loud as fuck.
Your
You guys hear
mind.
that? Okay.
When we say mind, we mean the place where you, whatever you are, exist.
Whatever
It's the
you are.
totality
Wow.
Of your inner
Thanks.
world, the location of
Whatever
your
you are,
consciousness
guys.
and memories, the tool set of your intelligence. It's the place where all of your wants, thoughts, and emotions happen, where you
Yes.
think, learn, dream, and imagine things,
Yes.
consciously and unconsciously. Your mind is truly your own, a universe only directly accessible and inhabited by you, and inaccessible to anyone else in the universe.
Yes.
And
True.
your mind is probably unique to you. Probably because how would we
Probably.
know if two minds are the same? What do you see when you imagine an apple? A detailed scenery, a crisp image with clear details and color. Is the apple hanging in a void? Can you rotate it? Is it a 2D shape? Is it colorless or transparent or very vague? Or don't you see anything at all but feel what an apple feels like to you? Maybe a weird mix? Do you have an internal
An
voice
apple with
that
eyeballs.
narrates your life? Do you have an inner monologue? Is there silence inside your mind?
Well, there
Do
you go,
only
Lisa.
hear
There you go.
voices when you read? Or do you
Nice, sad, and
process
hard to
thoughts
brain.
non-verbally, or even just feel the world around you? It's a bit stunning how many variations of inner universes humans have, and how different our minds must be. Humans have arguably the most complex minds on Earth, but today it's widely accepted that minds are not exclusive to us. There are trillions of animal minds out in the world,
That's not good.
unaccountable little secret universes, forever locked to us.
Little
And by
secret
looking
universes.
at them and their evolution, we may be able to learn why our minds are as stunning as they are today. A pretty wild idea is that minds might have originally evolved to control your movements, to create a gap between all of your sensory input and your motor output, how you react to information by
Okay.
moving your body.
Uh-huh.
A tool to deal with the world.
Right.
When life emerged, it was without any minds, but just cells, able to eat,
Amoebas.
poop, and reproduce. They already had to navigate a complex and dangerous world and to process sensory input, but they were extremely inflexible. If a cell had the inner state hungry and sensed food, it automatically moved in that direction,
nom, nom,
or
nom.
it flapped around randomly until it ran into a meal by accident. This worked well enough for billions of years and still does. But as life exploded in complexity and became
Oh my God,
multicellular,
Golden.
cells began to dedicate themselves to processing information. The first very simple minds emerged. Little more than tiny gaps. Virtual spaces in which sensory information could be processed for a short moment before these early animals had to react. Roundworms only
Nugget.
have 302 neurons in total, yet they're already able to learn things like, this thing is bad, and retain a memory that changes behavior for a few hours before they forget again.
Hey, it's
Minds
me.
on this level most likely don't reason or think, but use simple rules that work well in their environments. Scientists still debate whether this counts as mind or are still
maybe?
just pre-programmed automated reflexes. With more neurons, animals can freeze before they act, process and interpret information, and make decisions for what's the best option at that
I only have 302 neurons, guys.
moment. This is arguably where a true inner space, a mind, begins to emerge. And some insects may have something like it, like our buddy the bee. With a brain smaller
Our
than a
buddy
sesame
the
seed
bee.
and about 1 million neurons, a bee
Wow.
has a much larger mind gap. And it's filled with information about the world. It builds and remembers a huge mental map of flowers over square kilometers of terrain.
No, you have
cross-referencing
not
it
told
with
me
the
about
position
that,
of the
Golden.
sun to find its way. Bees can take shortcuts, so they can't be simply following reflexes, but are actually navigating their internal maps.
Now I know.
In extreme cases, when resources are scarce, bees can move up to 10 kilometers from their hives to collect food, the equivalent of going from
Fair.
Paris to Rome for groceries. And they teach
Jesus.
the location of the food by dancing. Minds have emerged a few times in evolutionary
By
history and
dancing.
evolved in different directions. So while we're telling this story
Interesting.
by increasing complexity, In reality, minds are more like a weird mix of different experiments depending on what niches the animals fill. If your mind wants to experiment with a business idea, our partner Odoo has got you covered. Odoo is an all-in-one management software that helps you run your business every day. Every business idea starts simple, but things can get complex fast. That's where Odoo comes in. With more than 45 user-friendly apps, you can handle everything from accounting and inventory to CRM and much more, all centralized on a single platform. For example, you can create and send invoices in seconds.
Yeah, but
Just
if you're
select your
addicted,
customer, add your products and quantities, define the billing terms,
it could be the
and
caffeine
send
part,
everything
maybe?
via email.
Question mark?
Plus, the built-in chatter gives you an overview of your emails, notes, and activities all in one place. Tracking your payments with clear statuses and deadlines is just as simple. You can try all these features for free because your first Odoo app is free forever, with unlimited support and hosting included. When you're ready to scale up, Odoo adapts to your needs. You can simply add more apps. And you get access to all applications starting at just $24.90 a month. With Odoo, your business mind knows no limits.
Probably not good,
video.
Golden.
Mind complexity probably increases dramatically as we add more neurons, like the
Holy
octopus
neurons,
that has about
Jesus
500 million of them.
Oh
Only
my
40%
God.
of their neurons are in their central brain, while each of their arms has their own mini nerve centers that taste, process information locally at the same time, and act on their own. The central brain does still coordinate them for complex behavior like catching prey, because imagine 8 arms doing their own thing all the time. But different arms are specialized and used primarily for different tasks, like exploring or movement. And we know their arms can make decisions independently to some degree and have some autonomy. Octopuses are very intelligent animals, able to do...
Oh, wait. Isn't the plural of octopus octopi? Octopuses? He just said octopuses. I'm almost 100% is octopi. All right. Okay. All right. Have I ever told you guys the moose story? Because if not, buckle up. So y'all know I live in Canada, okay, right? We're going to visit my grandma and my mom. And so me and my cousin were driving from a little farther than from where I live now to where my grandma lives. And my cousin sees a moose, but more than one, and goes, "Oh, look, there's a moose. Oh, look, there's another one. Mooses? Meese? How many mooses? Wait, what's the plural of moose?" And I was like, "It's not motherfucking meese." So I was like, "Okay, moose eye." Yes, exactly. So we get to my grandma's and we're telling my grandma and my mom, because I Googled it and I was like, it's moose. 1 moose, 7 moose. Like, it's the plural of moose is moose. And so I was like, "What do you think? It's like goose, geese, moose, meese?" And she's like, "Yeah, exactly." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then that also reminds me of the time when I worked at Bass Pro Shops. I worked at one in a mall, and the entrance to the mall had a taxidermy scene with 2 moose fighting each other. One's like on the ground and the other one's like about to like smack him with his antlers, right? And so these guys are leaving the store to go out into the mall, and they're like, the one guy goes, "Hey man, look at those caribou." And I'm like, "That is not a caribou," but like, okay, dude. Like, I know a moose when I see one. I couldn't tell a difference between an elk and a caribou, probably. But a fucking moose and a caribou, they look pretty different. So I was keeping it to myself, right? But then they kept talking and it made me laugh even harder. So his friend goes, "Nah, man, those are mooses." And I'm like, oh God, here we go again. And then his friend's like, are you sure they aren't elk? And I'm like, holy shit, do you guys not know your animals? Obviously, I didn't say anything. This was all just in my head because I was watching them leave. And then he's like, oh, look at the mooses, man. And I just had to laugh because I was like, first they were caribou, then they were moose, now they're elk. What are they? Where you ride moose instead of cars and they need maple syrup to run. Yeah, definitely, Doris. 100%. We ride our moose to school. And when it's snowing, we ride our polar bears. Definitely. Yep. That's 100% how it works here. When you become a Canadian, you get an honorary moose. Oh, God. Anyway, back to Braden's.
Loads of complex things, so their minds should be somewhat complex. But how does their mind experience things? Is it distributed over their whole body? Does an octopus feel like multiple smaller minds interacting as one thing?
Great question.
If octopuses show how strange minds can be, birds show how sophisticated they can become if it develops in a different direction.
Birds rule!
Some bird species with billions of neurons probably have surprisingly sophisticated minds where they can go one step further. While minds may have started as a gap to delay action, bird minds are able to simulate a map of reality, including other players. Scrub jays are hoarders that catch and hide all sorts of food in different places, from worms to nuts. Inside their mind, they keep track of time and are aware that fresh food goes bad. So after a few days have passed, they'll ignore the hiding places of dead worms and instead go for the nuts that are still good. Probably more impressive, they might be able to simulate the minds of other birds. If a scrub jay is hiding food and notices another jay watching, they'll return later and re-hide their stash so it doesn't get stolen. Which is a perfect transition to what makes the minds of humans so special. While we're probably not the only animals that can simulate other minds inside our mind, humans with our 86 billion neurons have taken it to extraordinary depths. The internal universe. When humans evolve, they're cute but selfish blobs of meat, solely focused on their own needs.
Yes.
But around 18 to 24 months, a baby becomes able to recognize itself in a mirror. It realizes that something that seems to be other is actually itself, which is usually a delightful experience for the human larvae. But it's also the first step of a powerful realization. You're not just an observer in the world, there are also others that can observe you. You see and you're seen. And if you're seen, well, then you can't just behave egoistically all the time because you need the goodwill of others to stay alive. We humans are not just simulating other minds in our minds, we simulate minds simulating minds.
Okay.
We think about what others think. We think about what they think about us thinking about what they think, and so on.
True.
There are a lot of layers. This awareness of the minds of others may be one of the origins of our moral conscience, and a huge reason why we're able to live in large societies with other humans we're not related to, and may have spawned one of our most charming obsessions, storytelling. We don't just remember that an event happened, we imagine what the people that were part of it were thinking, what we think they should have been thinking, what might have happened if they'd acted and thought differently. Combined with our ability to create fictional universes to plan ahead,
have a good rest of your day, Colden.
Fictional worlds with people that don't
exist,
Totoro. But that we deeply relate to, that are real to us. Every movie, novel, or comic is humans sharing their internal simulations with each other. Whether you see a photorealistic apple in your mind or feel the concept of an apple, in the storytelling space, we're all able to come together and understand each other. This is how we transport information about morality and our values, about what we think is good or bad. So maybe the most amazing thing about human minds is that they're fundamentally social, filled with voices, ideas, and perspectives from countless others. Your thoughts and feelings have been shaped by stories that never happened, but that you've absorbed and simulated in your mind in a way that's unique to you. In a very real sense, your secret mind isn't just yours, but a collaborative creation between you and all the human minds that came before. And if you want, you can add your stories
Makes
as
sense.
well, for the ones that come after.
For those who come after.
Our latest limited edition pin is here, kicking off the new Cosmic Time Collection. It's an homage to Halley's Comet,
Hello,
a
Rin.
cosmic traveller that's been visiting Earth for millennia. It only returns around every 75 years, but we captured it in a super sparkly rotating pin. Only 10,000 exist.
That was that one. Interesting. Very interesting.